Mariners lost a heartbreaker last night, extra innings. Bryce Miller, positive story, looked great. We're going to talk about that. But the real loss was Cal Raleigh. Left in the 8th inning, what appeared to be some pain in his right side. Ariel, what do we know? What's the latest?
Yeah, well, what we know is that Cal Raleigh is heading to the IL for the first time in his career. It was indeed the same right side injury he had before. He has a right oblique strain. Johnny Pereda joined the team this morning in Houston, and he'll be time sharing with Mitch Garver. It didn't look good, I'll be honest. I mean, obviously, there was the first time that we just showed that picture that he kind of like pulled up and strained a little bit. The worst one I thought was he goes to make a play. He makes the play at home, tries to get the double play, and just collapses. And you could tell he is just in a ton of pain. Dan Wilson, he's always super cagey about injuries and doesn't really give a whole lot. This is what he said last night before we found out the news this morning.
It was just a play on defense, and just kind of was awkward for him. So as a precaution, we said let's get you out tonight, and we'll assess tomorrow.
You feel like you'll have to make a move here?
We'll see how it is tomorrow, and we'll go from there.
Clearly, they did make a move. But like I said, that's kind of typical Dan Wilson. He really doesn't give a whole lot after injuries. He was the same way the first time Cal had that strain on his right side. He said, it's just precautionary. I don't think he's, and kind of just like went from there. But then he always leaves little Easter eggs like, he's getting imaging. Well, is he getting imaging? I mean, obviously, that's pretty bad, right?
It didn't sound good to me. And as Mariner fans are listening, I think a lot of people are like, oh, no, he's going to the eye. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to go the other way. I actually think this is good news. And I'm going to say this interesting because I think Paul and I talked about this show. We didn't think Cal was right. We saw the slump he's been on. He got a couple hits a couple nights ago, but he was 0 for 38 before that. Why I think this could be good news is I think he has been dealing with some pain. But, Terry, he's the type of guy that will not come out of the lineup. He wants to play. I know those 3 games he missed. I heard from Mariner sources telling me he wanted to be in the lineup. I think in the end this could be good news because it keeps him out. There's no way Cal's going to talk to Dan Wilson and get in the lineup, get right, get healthy, because this is somebody you have to have if you're going to make a run in the postseason.
Absolutely. You're 100% right. I think, a lot of Mariners fans have been, speculating this entire time. Was he in a slump because it was a mental thing? Was he down in the dumps or was it an injury thing? Well, we know now it was absolutely an injury thing, right? This is something that has been plaguing him for a little while. He's just a tough guy. He's a throwback. He's a guy that wants to be in the game. He's a leader on this team. So at 50%, Cal Raleigh is better than most people at 100%. So he's going to put himself in the game no matter what. Now he has a chance to sit on the side, recover, get the treatment that he needs so we can have him available later down the road at full strength, rather than get in there and chance hurting himself for a longer period where we won't have him available for the rest of the season. So like you said, I think it's a good thing for him now to go on the IL, get himself together, come back when it's meaningful baseball when the Mariners really need him.
On that note, we don't know if it was a mental slump or if it was a physical slump with his injury, but I think that's kind of like it doesn't really matter, right? It's a moot point because now he's going to be able to go on the IL, take some time away, and even just that time away, if it was anything mental, just kind of shut some things down, reset.
And I think when it comes to Cal, I think a lot of people looked at last year and his MVP numbers. You don't necessarily need that Cal to return. You don't need all those home runs. You don't need all those RBI. You have other players that can pick up the slack. You can have players like Julio Rodriguez, Randy Arozarena, keep doing things that they're doing. But you need Cal on the field. You need Cal working with the best pitching staff in all of baseball. Those pitchers need Cal. Cal needs them. I also looked at things that are not on stats. I mean, there's a lot of stat geeks out there that will point to so many things. You know what is not on stats is challenging. Last night in that game, we saw Cal make some incredible challenges behind the plate, helping his pitcher get strikes late in the game. Those are key little moments. I mean, he is so key to this entire clubhouse.
Yeah, and honestly, during spring training, when they first talked about the strikes challenge system, they immediately said, this is on Cal. Cal is going to be our leader in all of this because they know that he just has such an incredible eye and a brain and an IQ for the game of baseball.
And Terry, you played this game, not the game of baseball, but the game of football at a very high level. I have a feeling when one of your leaders goes out for some time, the other players know, okay, it's time for me to step up right now.
Oh, absolutely. When the number one guy goes down, especially when you got a number one guy like Cal, coming off the season that he had last year, putting up unbelievable numbers, and again, a leader both on the field but in the locker room as well. So you have somebody that has to step in right now. Guys are going to have to step up. Guys are going to have to become the leader. Guys are going to have to fill in, and that production where he was, knocking balls out of the park, getting dingers, getting hits, doing things behind the plate. We have to have somebody to step up, and somebody's going to emerge from this whole entire thing as a new leader on the team, and I'm excited to see who that person is.